You mentioned it hit that 34.54. That was the spot high that we recorded, but it's since pulled back. Today, still pretty stable, though. You've said before the consolidation at higher highs is healthy. Is this just the pause before next leg up, or do you see maybe a technical or macro flag as you got into there, Mike?
I think it's the pause before the next leg up, and it's got to make it difficult. 3,000 is good support, 3,500 is good resistance. By the time this hits the tape, I'll be out with my metals outlook for the second half, and I'm just nailing down what I think matters for gold. Gold below 3,000 is a wonderful thing. I think it's unlikely because it means the rest of the world's tilting over towards the U.S. stock market going up, the dollar's stronger, and the rest of the world's recovering. Gold above 3,500 is a bad thing for the rest of the world, but I think that's what's going to happen, and that indicates that what's happening now will accelerate, meaning the dollar's going down, potentially with the U.S. stock market going down, volatility going up, and the world tilting towards deflation. To me, that's the more likely scenario. The thing is, I'll say right now, is if, the expectation is you can't say gold anymore without talking about the stock market and or Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And so I'll point out what I think the key relationship is right now. Gold's right now priced for the stock market to potentially be down in the year. Yet the estimates are it's going to be another 10% year. So I'm sticking with gold. I think the number one pressure factor for gold will be if the stock market continues to rally, interest rates stay strong, and maybe we get a little detente in, say, most notably Middle East or in, Russia and Ukraine. But
yeah.
so this to me is part of what gold's front running. The key thing is also look at gold Bitcoin. That cross is like about 31 right now. It's 31 ounces of gold per one Bitcoin. It's been stuck at that level since 2021. And it used to have a very high correlation with the stock market and beta. Yet it's telling me, I think it's telling us that it's ready to tilt lower. And I think the whole thing predicates on the minute that Bitcoin got above 100,000, that was in December 6th. That's the first end of the day that it closed above 100,000. That was the catalyst, I think, for gold to take off. Since that day, gold's up about 30%. Bitcoin's 104 at the moment, so it's basically at the same level.
Yeah.
The stock market's flat. So to me, what it's telling us is Bitcoin sees an end game for risk assets in the U.S. Gold sees that. Bitcoin's the peak at 100,000. I think gold's going to continue to rally, and Bitcoin's the leading indicator for everything. So I suspect it's telling us with the Bitcoin gold ratio that U.S. stock market's going to tilt lower. And if it doesn't, then gold will be one of the key things to suffer. So I'm still quite bullish gold. I think it breaks above 3,500 an ounce, but it's also, that's very disconcerting. That'd be up a third on the year. And there's only a handful of years in the last 100 years that we've been up that much. Most of them were inflation in the 70s. And there was one in 1934. We came off the gold standard. And then around 2020, then some of the Great Recession.